What's going on? Cowboys just beat on the Rams. Some things we need to talk about. Some, you know, especially with this team, y'all. I of course I love to win and I get excited for wins like yeah, to a certain degree I get excited. But to me, it's like I'm at the point where it's like we were supposed to do this to the Rams. You know? The only thing, like I said in the scouting report, was this Cowboys defense versus the Rams offense. And as you can see by the final score, they won that battle in regards to that. But you supposed to win games like this, y'all. It ain't, you know, especially with the way that we built, playing somebody like the Rams, I mean, that's what's supposed to happen. That was exactly how it was supposed to happen. You were supposed to bang on the Rams. And that's exactly what we did. Now, there were some things that I seen that I would love for this team to build on, and there's some teams like, this is going to be a problem unless we go ahead and address this thing. So we're going to talk about it. The first individual that I like to talk about is Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott played his best game of the season thus far. Now, and I'm not even talking about it from a statistical point of view, even though the statistical point of view was the fruits of him having one of the best games that he has had this season. No, the best game. Let me correct myself. The best game that he has had this season. Look, as you can see, when Dak Prescott is moving and grooving, this offense is also moving and grooving. And a lot of our success today in his passing game was because Dak Prescott showed the threat, showed, look, especially early on, like, I don't know what the hell the offensive line was doing early on, but Dak Prescott, like, if I'm gonna sit and duck in his pocket, it's gonna be a long day. I'm gonna get beat up. So he took it upon himself to scramble. He took it upon himself to make plays with his legs. And I told y'all, when Dak Prescott is making plays with his legs, then this team is going to do damage on the offensive end. But when like Brian Schottenheimer talks about, oh, this ain't Mississippi State. Well, that's when you start getting stagnant offense. That's when you start looking like when you play the 49ers. That's when you start looking at teams that, when you say that they ain't Mississippi State, that got a physical nature to themselves, was going to make you look like you should go back to Mississippi State. But when Dak is using his legs, scrambling, extending plays and looking at, that's how you get things to open it up. That's how you get the Ferguson TDs. That's how you get CD, because now you're giving the defense another thing to look at. And it opens it up for this offense. That's when we become dangerous. When Dak Prescott is using his legs, and back-to-back games, and even built up on it from the last game, you've seen Dak Prescott use his legs, and the result has been victories. This offense, even at the state of where they're saying right now, with Dak Prescott is using his legs, this offense is going to be one of the better offenses in the league. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right? CD balled out, of course. CD been telling you this since the beginning. And now it's starting to be, he's getting closer to the ninth inning. He's been telling you this, you give me the ball, we gonna make plays. And that's facts. Sometimes you gotta force feed CD to get it going, because once Foe going, and especially if 88 going, this offense is gonna flow. Then everybody else is gonna go ahead and be the recipient of them flowing. They're gonna be the recipient. And that's what we need. See, now look, now will 88 have a game like that all the time? Probably not. But it's good to get him going, and especially in games like this. Look, I like my matchups no matter what. I like my matchups. Hey, look, 88 on who your best corner. Cool, I'm taking 88. Whoever you got, I'm taking 88. And Dak Prescott needs to continue to get that through his head because now he's seeing, okay, I give CD the ball, good things happen. And that's all we've been saying. You know, you got these other little suckers that speak on the Cowboys talking about CD ain't no number one wide receiver. No, 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 no. What film are you watching? He got 88 for a reason. And when you give him the ball, like he said, 7-11, when you give him the ball, good things happen. Straight up. When you give that man the ball, good things happen. And good things have been happening. Back-to-back games. Continue to feed CD. It don't matter what it is, who it is, what's the occasion. Give him the ball. Now, one thing that I can tell you, right, it's good to see Cooks get in that end zone. It's good to see Cooks starting to get a little bit more involved in the passing game because we're going to need that. Especially, hopefully this is going to open up some more chunk plays and some deep bombs in the future. Because when this offense is clicking, when Dak's legs going, and when we got the deep bombs clicking, this offense can't be rocked with. It can't be messed with. You know, scratch the Gallup. I'm glad that Gallup wasn't too much of a factor in the offense because it's like when he targets Gallup, don't know good things happen from that. Gallup's got to be like, okay, you get a catch here, you get a catch there. Yeah, I understand that he getting paid 11, 12, 13 million, whatever the hell he getting paid. But at the end of the day, that's just not who he is, and you got to win games. You can't force feed him the ball. It is what it is. Y'all just need to take that up on the chin. That was just a bad decision to pay him. I told y'all that when we paid him. Y'all can go back to my old videos. That was a bad decision to pay him. And you seeing it. I made my film. They said for me to wait. Well, I've been waiting. Guess what? It's been we going on a season and a half with Gallup, his return. And guess what? Ain't nothing spectacular happening. Ain't nothing he's showing me that he's worth that 12, 13 million, whatever the hell he getting paid. Nothing. You know, so CD and we prioritize the right guys in the passing game. Cooks, like I told y'all, CD, Cooks, Ferguson, then everybody else. Let me repeat: CD, Cooks, and Ferguson, and then everybody else. And then was the three that was the mainstay in the passing game. And guess what? You put up over 40 on them. You put up a 40 piece on them. Continue to roll with that formula. Continue. Look, Dak, I know you be listening to my content, Dak. This was your best game. This is a hell of a game. This is what this team needs for you to for us to go and do what we want to do this year, which is go all the way. Right? Now, your running game. Part of it is offensive line, yeah, but part of it is your running backs. Tony Pollard is just not it. We're going to continue to say this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. He is just not it. And you're going to have to, look, you're going to have to bring in, I say, hopefully, another piece on his defense. Don't have to be a big piece, just another added on piece because you got, hopefully they'll involve Rashaan Evans along in the games that's necessary. And hopefully, maybe they'll acquire a DB. Doesn't have to be spectacular, just somebody that could play on the outside. But definitely your number one target before the deadline in a couple of days should be your running back. Because as even Greg Olsen even said it, even Greg Olsen pointed it out. And he don't watch the film like we watch the film. Greg Olsen, if they can get this running back going, if they can get a power back paired with Tony Pollard, then they're gonna really be clicking. Right? So even he says that in his evaluation and looking at and covering his team when he does the games. Then why the hell is Will McClay and Jerry ain't seeing this? Get a running back because evidently you don't believe in Rico Dowdle. Deuce Vaughn not ready yet. So go ahead and bring another running back in. It don't matter. See, right now, it don't even matter about the money right now. It matters about the production. We know Tony is getting 10 million. So what? Put his ass back to a backup. It don't matter what he getting. Quit looking at money, Jerry, when it comes down to making necessary moves and featuring certain players. There's no way that Tony Pollard should be featured as a starter, and there's no way that Michael Gallup should even be featured as anything. He's a supplement. He's a complimentary wide receiver. So if y'all can go ahead and get that through your head, then this team is going to be able to do some things that we're supposed to be doing, right? Offensive line, I'll be honest with you. Dak made that offensive line look a little bit better than what it probably was playing today. I was disappointed. Well, the first sack, I'm not going to put that totally on Chuma because Dak could have stepped up. But that was like a wake-up call for Dak. Like, hey, if you stay in this pocket, you're going to get your woke up. So that's when he made this. But I was kind of disappointed, though, in a little bit, especially early on with the interior in the way that they handled Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald whooped on him today. Couple sacks. That's not cool. That's not cool. Look, and I'm going to keep it real. Zach Martin ain't been playing ain't up to his standard. Back-to-back games, he getting whooped. For somebody who's technically sound the way that he is, back-to-back games, he been getting it. Aaron Donald got him today. And normally, they would want to go ahead and avoid Zach Martin, but you went on out and held out for the money, and your play has regressed. You're going to have to play a little bit better. The offensive line, Terrence Steele, he's been getting cooked. Now, he is a better run blocker than he is pass blocking, though, but he's still a solid pass blocker. And Terrence Steele been getting his ass whooped. Let's just be real. Terrence Steele been getting dogged. He going to have to pick that up. And he been getting dogged by no names. It ain't, it ain't like Myles Garrett on him. You know, it ain't like he on him. He getting dogged by no names. That can't be it. I seen Biotish and them. They struggled one time with the Aaron Donald. Now they be like, oh, but a sack is one play. Yes, I understand. But if we're gonna judge it by the whole, your running game still wasn't cracking. It still didn't do good. And your pass, in your pass, if Dak wasn't doing what he was doing, if the circumstances of the game didn't go the way that it would, then you would have messed around and probably would have could have been a little bit worse for you. The outcome could have been a little bit worse for you. And as far as them holding up in pass protection, yes, the offensive line ain't looking too good right now. They could say about continuity, but it ain't continuity. It's your play. It sucks. Terrence Steele, it sucks. You're looking probably the worst on this offensive line right now. They want to talk about, oh, he just got back. Let me tell you something, man. Yeah, I know his injury was very bad, but he's back, right? And if you out there and you able to go ahead and I'm seeing the way he get off the ball is good enough. He's just getting his ass whooped. His technique is suffering. It ain't the way that it should be. He need to clean that up. He need to get back to the basics. Now his story was a heck of a story. The way he came in and him getting his ass whooped when he first got up in there, and then now look at him, a mainstay in the Cowboys offense. And I'm not gonna look. And it ain't like I disagree with him paying him. I'm with that. I rock with Terrence Steele. He's a very good right tackle, right? But he gonna have to play better. But right now, even though Terrence Steele been getting whipped on, your interior ain't been looking the way they're supposed to when it come down to the run game. Now people are gonna talk about today about why Tyler Smith and go to left tackle. I agree with Tyler Smith being that left guard, and I'm gonna tell you why. We already know that what needs to be a solid foundation for the pocket is the interior. And your best bet of going against Aaron Donald, what you want Chuma to go against Aaron Donald, or do you want Tyler Smith to go against Aaron Donald? I think I want Tyler Smith to go against Aaron Donald. And all of the the defensive fronts that you're going to see, you're going to need Tyler Smith in the inside, right? Even though they ain't been playing well, you're going to need Tyler Smith to be in that inside. That's just there ain't no debate about that. There ain't no nothing. And he is a better guard than he is tackle. They just this offensive line in general needs to pick it up. Their communication needs to be better. They're identifying things slow, and they're not getting no push in the run game. Now, will it help a little bit? Now, does Tony Pollard kind of factor in a little bit? Yeah, because he ain't got no vision. TP ain't got no running back vision. He may maybe hit the hole and do some things as a running back, but he ain't got no running back vision. So I don't know what's the reason why Rico Dowdle don't play more. I don't understand it, but evidently you don't have no trust in him. Then you need to go get somebody that you can trust. That's all I'm saying. If you have no trust for Rico Dowdle to get more carries and to have Tony Pollard take less of a load, then go bring somebody in that can go ahead and fix that. I don't care about the money. So if you got to get somebody like Derrick Henry, or you got to get somebody else that may cost a little bit, you do that. Because it's just not working with Tony Pollard being the head of the show right now. It's just not going to work, and I don't think it won't work. See, they got to understand the approach of having a cheap running back room. That was the correct approach. I didn't even understand why they even brought TP in. But check this out, though. Yo, by what you brought in for the running back room is what's killing you, right? Let's look at the Eagles, right? Look at their running back room. Look who they let go and look who they brought in. Look at the price. Let's look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Pacheco on what 7th round draft pick, and they paid Clyde Edwards, but he's only getting paid what 5-6 mil. He ain't getting paid 10 mil. So, and McKinnon, right? So we can go ahead and go about this. That running back room is cheap. They invest the resource in it though, but they're not paying. Shoot, if you probably look at it, Tony Pollard probably making more money than that whole Kansas City Chiefs backfield. you know, there's some people that see. Sometimes you got to get aggressive. You know, now I ain't gonna go ahead and relive the draft because whatever happened in the draft is just whatever happened in the draft. Y'all know the running backs that I wanted in the draft when we did our draft stuff. Y'all know that. But you know, at the end of the day, got to get a real one in here. Got to get a real one in here. But like I said, this thing is gonna go as that go, and they can't babysit him. And maybe today was a start of them not babysitting him. If that's the case, I like that approach and keep doing this approach. The approach that we have with Dak today and the Dak's approach that he had toward this game, it needs to continue to be like that. Let's go on his defense. Look, one thing that I was disappointed with this defense, and I'm gonna include special teams in this though, but that was the disappointment, was the back-to-back touchdowns that they gave at the end of the half and the beginning of the half. Elite defenses should have not have gave up 2 sevens. That's not what elite defenses do. And if the Rams had a better offensive line and they had Kyron Williams, the game could have probably been closer than what it was today. Right? But they did do some. See, look, when the offense is doing what he do, when Turpin is getting good chunk returns, when Sam Williams is getting blocked, and speaking of Sam Williams, that block should earn him more PT when it come down to defensive end. No, he's have every right to say free me because they need to free him. What the hell? You got this linebacker taking his snaps. Man, come on. You need a real defensive end. And I like Sam. You brought him in to take over, whether it would be for law or whatever. So man, come on. Unleash him. That's all I'm saying. Unleash him. And he's earning it. Even though he said what he said, he still went on ahead and gave his all on the special teams and got that block. Stop it. Play him. Look, Look, Bland. See, look, one thing with Bland though, Bland did a good job. They did a good job on Cooper Cup today. They did a good job of taking him out because Puka cool and everything, but he ain't all that to me. He ain't all that to me. Stafford, when he got Stafford though, see Stafford gonna make people better, right? Um, but Puka, nah, he ain't all that. Like, there's a reason why they allowed they play the coverage that they did when it regards to Puka and Cup. There's a reason why. Got to give a shout out to Curse on some of his coverage with Higbee. Got to give a shout out to him. Didn't have no, from my memory, didn't have no defensive bust. So that's good. Gilmore was quiet today. That's good. Because one of the things that I was concerned about was Cooper Cup or Tutu Atwell stretching them on some crossing routes, right? But when you're able to play for a league, when you're able to get a pick six, see, like I said, when we all three phases, when we click on all three phases, we are hard to stop. When special teams is getting in, defense is scoring, getting pressure the way that they did. This was a good pressure game. No, everything didn't react to sacks though, but it ain't all about sacks. They did a good job of getting active and pressuring Matt Stafford and the other quarterback when he got in. They did an excellent job with that, right? Uh, when a run game, can't really evaluate the run game too much because they were playing from behind, but there was a lot of runs that I think that a real linebacker, such as Rashaan Evans or anybody that they could possibly bring in, will go ahead and help addressed. Like I said, I don't see nobody missing Leighton Vander Esch. They talk about all this, he's the leader and yada da da da. They're gonna miss him. He lines up everybody. This defense ain't missed a damn beat. Now I know we done played the two Los Angeles teams back to back, but this defense ain't missed no beat when it came down to Leighton. It hasn't. Because the same thing that we did with Leighton is the same thing we doing without Leighton. Right? So like I said, this shows you what type of what we need. Hopefully Jerry can go ahead and see, okay, this team, you got something to rock with this team. Now build the second and third level. Add some depth to the second and third. Add a running back. All right? Shit, go call up the Broncos. And go get Javonte Williams. Y'all know I've been said that. Go get a team where you can go ahead and maybe get another DB and a running back. Don't even have to be much. He can just be a pounder. He can be somebody on somebody's bench. That's a pounder, but that's a running back that can go ahead and complement what we got. You got to, at this time, if Jerry is so confident in his team, he got to understand that there's a move or two that he needs to make for this team to go to the next level and get to where we want to go. Marquise Bell did a good job. Like I said, if Marquise Bell had 15 more pounds on him, and you wouldn't have to worry about anything, right? But he's so small, but he sees it and he go. That's one thing about it. Law gonna do what Law do. Micah, he did what he did what he's supposed to. See, the defensive line did what they were supposed to do with an offensive line that was so horrific the way that the Los Angeles Rams offensive line is. They did what they're supposed to do, right? But like I said, I got to give a shout out, though, to the secondary because they handled them boys well because the Rams got weapons to throw it to. So you got to give a shout out to that. The secondary played very well. They played very well. They did. They took out the number one weapon and they made everybody else beat them. But they said, look, our complimentary guys is better than your complimentary guys, and we're going to take you out. Puka, you can have 15 catches if you want to, but I bet you it's going to be for like 50 yards, or you ain't going to have too much, though. That's exactly what they did. So you got to give a shout out to the Cowboys secondary. The sections that needed to win in order for us to win, to get a victory, won today. And that's why we're talking about this blowout. This team did what it was supposed to do. If you call yourself a championship team, this team did what they were supposed to do as a championship team. They did what they were supposed to do. So, all in all, this was a good win. don't really mean it means something to me because, like I said, it's one step closer to where we want to go. But we got Philly and them coming up. Let's go. I believe we got Philly coming up. Let's get active. Y'all know what time it is when Philly we. Let's get active. Let's activate. Let's get active. It's time to get active. I mean, anywho, I just wanted to go ahead and stop by and talk and do what we do. But anywho, y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Those of y'all who watching on the playback, please hit that like as well. And we gone.